2000 0 days, 7 weeks, 1 AI model. The Pentagon's banned vendor. Anthropic's Mythos preview model has just done something no public security tool has ever come close to. 2,000 previously unknown 0-day vulnerabilities in 7 weeks in every major operating system and every major web browser you use right now. 2,000 plus. To put that in perspective, the entire CVE database run by the US government publishes about that many critical bugs in a quarter. Mythos found that many in 7 weeks, in private endoscope. Every major operating system, every major web browser, Anthropic's own words, Linux, FreeBSD, OpenBSD, Windows kernel, Mac OS, Firefox, Chrome, Safari. The list is the entire computing surface most of the world uses. Read this carefully. One of the bugs had been sitting inside OpenBSD's TCP stack for 27 years. OpenBSD is the operating system security professionals point to as the gold standard. 27 years of human auditors, 27 years of fuzzing, 27 years of red teams, and the bug was still there. And the impact, quote, 2 packets sent over the network crash any server running OpenBSD, end quote. That is not a theoretical bug. That is a denial of service attack against any infrastructure built on what was, until last week, the most security hardened operating system on Earth. And the most uncomfortable number in the whole story. The single Mythos run that surfaced that 27-year-old bug cost under $50. Read that, 50. The entire campaign that produced it cost about $20,000. That is not a research budget, that is a corporate credit card. Another example, a 16-year-old vulnerability in FFmpeg. FFmpeg is the video processing library buried inside almost every application that touches video. Automated testing tools had hit that exact line of code 5 million times and missed it. Mythos saw it on first pass. And here's the line that should worry every person watching this. Fewer than 1% of the vulnerabilities Mythos found have been patched. Read that twice. The model produced 2,000 bugs. The Defender community has fixed under 20. And the line that closes Act 1, CrowdStrike CTO said it directly, quote, "The window between vulnerability discovery and exploitation has collapsed. What took months now happens in minutes with AI," end quote. He said it on the day the coalition was announced. He was right. Story 2, the response. On April 7th, Anthropic announced Project Glasswing. 11 named coalition partners, 40 more behind them. The thesis, get the defenders patched before any model with similar capabilities becomes broadly available. The 11 names, Amazon Web Services, Apple, Broadcom, Cisco, CrowdStrike, Google, JP Morgan Chase, the Linux Foundation, Microsoft, NVIDIA, Palo Alto Networks, the largest companies and infrastructure providers on Earth, all in. The commitment, $100 million in Mythos usage credits distributed across the partners, plus $4 million in direct donations to open source security, $2.5 million split between Alpha Omega and OpenSSF, $1.5 million to the Apache Software Foundation, and the benchmark numbers tell you why Anthropic gated this model. CyberGym, the security capability benchmark. Mythos 83.1%, CloudOpus 4.6, the publicly available model 66.6%. That is a 16-point gap on the security benchmark that matters. On Firefox JavaScript shell autonomous exploit development, Mythos hits 72.4%. That means in nearly 3 out of 4 sandbox tests, the model can write a working exploit end-to-end with no human in the loop. Read that one too. And the price for partners after the preview ends, $25 per million input tokens, $125 per million output tokens. That is a roughly 3x premium over Opus 4.6. The premium is paying for capability nobody else has, and Anthropic's framing for why they did all of this. Quote, get the defenders patched before models with similar capabilities become broadly available, end quote. Read the implication carefully. They are not saying nobody else can do this. They are saying everyone else will eventually. The race is to patch first. Story 3. The contradiction nobody is naming. 48 hours ago, the Pentagon onboarded 8 AI vendors to its classified networks and explicitly excluded Anthropic. The reason? Anthropic refused to allow Claude for autonomous weapons targeting and domestic mass surveillance. Same company. Same week. On May 1st, Pentagon CTO Emil Michael told CNBC that Mythos is a separate issue from the procurement blacklist. The translation is simple. The Pentagon does not want Anthropic building weapons. The same Pentagon publicly acknowledges that Anthropic has the most capable defensive AI tool any of them have ever seen. Same week. Two opposite answers. And the part that landed yesterday Anthropic had a plan to expand Mythos access to roughly 70 more entities. Banks, critical infrastructure, international defense partners. The White House blocked it. The cited reasons: security concerns, compute availability. ResultSense reported the second half of that decision: compute availability. The White House did not just say there are too many bad actors, they said there is not enough GPU capacity to run Mythos at scale. That is a supply constraint becoming a security policy. Here's the contradiction in plain English. The Pentagon does not want Anthropic building weapons. The White House does not want Anthropic coordinating defenses. The same week, the same company. The position is not coherent. It is a moratorium on a private actor doing what no public actor has the capacity to do. And the reason gating does not actually solve the problem. Vidix Security Lab, an independent group, has already reproduced parts of Mythos' findings using publicly available models, meaning the offensive capability is not exclusively in Anthropic's hands. It is in the wild. The only thing being gated is the coordinated defense. Story 4. Pull back for a second. What this changes Monday morning if you ship software: every dependency you pull into your stack just got cheaper to find bugs in, by an order of magnitude, by any actor with a credit card and access to the right model. And the capability is not just discovery. Hacker News reported Mythos chained 4 independent bugs into a single exploit sequence. It built 20 gadget return-oriented programming chains targeting FreeBSD's network file system server, autonomously. That is not a research demo. That is weapons grade, in every sense of the word. The deep asymmetry. For the first time in computing history, the rate at which bugs can be discovered exceeds the rate at which they can be patched, by a factor we do not know yet. The only public data point is less than 1% of 2,000 vulnerabilities have been fixed in 3 weeks. And the lesson the OpenBSD bug teaches: 27 years of human auditors, fuzzers, and red teams could not find it. One model run did, for under $50. The thing that was supposed to be hard turned out to be cheap. Once a capability is cheap, distribution is the only meaningful policy lever left. And right now, distribution is paused. Pull back. The headline today is not 2,000 0 days. We knew Anthropic had a model. The headline is that the United States government has decided in the same week that Anthropic is too dangerous to make weapons and too risky to coordinate defenses. The position is not strategy. It is hesitation, made permanent. 30-day forecast. 1. Anthropic publishes a public CVE coordinated disclosure timeline so the patch rate moves above 1%. 2. CISA, or the White House, proposes a formal program to license access instead of relying on case-by-case denials. 3. One of the 11 partners, most likely Microsoft or Google, publicly cites a specific Mythos found bug as the basis for an out-of-band emergency patch. 12-month forecast. The CVE backlog from this single model exceeds the entire CVE backlog of 2024. At least one nation-state is found to have used a publicly reproduced Mythos technique on a critical infrastructure provider. And the term AI-assisted vulnerability discovery becomes a regulatory category. Here's the unpopular bet. Cybersecurity in 2026 is no longer a hardening problem. It is a coordination problem. The bugs are findable, the patches are findable. What is not findable is the institutional discipline to ship them at the rate Mythos is producing them. If you ship software, 3 things to do this week. 1. Patch every dependency that has not been touched in the last 12 months. Statistically, Mythos has already found something in it. 2. Ask your security team whether they have a Mythos class detection playbook. If the answer is no, that is the work. 3. Pay attention to which partners get access next. They are now the canaries and the line to take with you. The window between vulnerability discovery and exploitation collapsed. The window between policy decision and policy execution did not. Until those two move at the same speed, we are all running on a system the model already knows how to break. And the company that found out is the one the government cannot decide whether to license or stop. That is the May 3rd briefing. 2,000 0 days, 1 27-year-old bug, 1 blocked expansion, and 1 government that has not figured out which side of this it is on. We will track every patch, every license, every leak. For ANN Live, this is AI News Now. Proof, not press releases.